Check 1 2, check 1 2. Check 1 2, check 1 2.
Good morning.
Good morning, Senator. How are you?
Good.
It's good.
Shoveled out.
I am sore today. I
Okay, everyone. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Sorry, I'm trying to get rid. There we go. Does that work? Yeah. Okay. Good morning, everyone. So I hope that everyone is managing okay with the snow, and looks like there may be some more this weekend. So who knows? But I'm glad to see you all here. And I'd like to call the Tuesday, January 27th, 2026 committee meeting of the Legislative Regulations Review Committee to order at 11:04. Would my good co-chair like to make any remarks before we begin? It's nice to see everybody. Our ranking members, any comments?
Happy 2026.
Good morning and looking forward to today's meeting.
Thank you. Ranking members and vice chairs, thank you very much. Great, and I just wanted to also welcome Representative Rader, who will be joining our committee.
Thank you.
No, oh, I see you there on Zoom.
Good
Welcome.
morning. Thanks so much. I look forward to working with all of you.
Yes, looking forward to working with you as well. Okay, Madam Administrator, would you please administer a quorum call?
Representative Carpino? Here. Senator Gacker Wilcox?
Here.
Senator Kissel?
Senator Kissel is here.
Representative Wielander?
Representative Wielander is here.
Representative Biggins?
Here.
Senator Chicarella?
Senator Chicarella is present.
Representative Fishbein?
Here.
Representative Godfrey?
Representative Godfrey is here.
Senator Hartley? Representative Claire DeStitria?
Here.
Representative McGordy?
Here.
Senator Austin?
Senator Austin is present.
Representative Rader?
Representative Rader is here.
Senator Summers? All right, we have a quorum.
Thank you. And with that, we're going to begin today's business. First, we have proposed regulation 2025-030 from the Department of Consumer Protection, moderate THC hemp vendors. I'd like to entertain a motion to accept the LCO recommendation of approval in whole with technical corrections.
So moved.
Moved by Senator Kissel. Second?
Second.
Second, I think was that Representative Godfrey? Yes.
It was.
Wonderful. A second by Representative Godfrey. With that, is there any discussion? Yes, Senator Austin.
Thank you. Is the Department of Consumer Protection here?
Hi, yes, Senator.
Thank you. Sarah, I have some questions relative to what are the changes here, because our hemp dealerships, which were approved about 6 years ago now, has gone down more than 100%. I think we're down to only 27 hemp people in the state. We had over 100 before. And I'm wondering, are these regulations going to further decimate a new industry? What are we trying to do here?
I can't speak to whether this is going to affect I can't speak to how this is going to affect the hemp industry. Can I have someone in my department get back to you?
I can't vote for it today if I don't know what's going to happen here. I don't know what the changes are here that are, because I can tell you that we are destroying a new industry in Connecticut by our rules and regulations. And what is going on here is not acceptable to me when we brought in a brand new industry that was going to help out. And the THC level for hemp has long been discussed, and in particular, based on what is happening at the federal government level for both cannabis and hemp. I think that we are not seeing a good result for an industry that I firmly believe, in particular with hemp, should have not been on the Schedule A requirements. So I'm not certain what we're doing here. We could have somebody come. I don't know if these if we can't just not vote on these regulations today if the person from DCP can't answer the question.
Okay, I can have one of our staff come into the meeting. Just I hang on one sec, sorry.
Thank you. Madam Chairs, if you want to temporarily put this on hold and go to the next one, I'm fine with that. I just think that we deserve an answer on a question that is extremely important.
Let me ask that the motion be withdrawn.
Yes, I'll withdraw it at this time.
I'll withdraw it, two. No, not a problem.
Thank you, Senator Kissel and Representative Godfrey. Thank you, Senator Austin. We will put this on hold for a minute and come back to it. We'll get to the next agenda item.
Thank you.
Okay, so next we have proposed regulation 2025-031 from the Department of Consumer Protection, Boilermaker licensure. I'd entertain a motion to accept the LCO recommendation of approval in whole with technical corrections.
So moved.
Second,
Senator Kissel, thank you, and second by Representative Godfrey. With that, is there any discussion on this regulation? Okay, seeing none. Madam Administrator, will you please call the roll?
For proposed regulation 2025-031 from the Department of Consumer Protection regarding Boilermaker licensure, we're entertaining a motion to accept the LCO recommendation of approval in whole with technical corrections. Representative Carpino. Senator Gacker-Wilcox.
Yes.
Senator Kissel.
Senator Kissel votes yes.
Representative Welander. Representative Biggins.
Yes.
Senator Ciccarella.
Senator Ciccarella votes yes.
Representative Fishbein.
Yes.
Representative Godfrey.
Representative Godfrey votes yes.
Senator Hartley. Representative Claritas Detria.
Yes.
Representative McGordy.
Yes.
Senator Austin.
Senator Austin votes in the affirmative.
Representative Rader.
Representative Rader votes yes.
Senator Summers. Representative Welander, are you still out there? We'll get her at the end. Thank you.
Madam Administrator?
Oh, yes, Senator Hartley.
Yes, apologies, in the affirmative.
Thank you.
Madam Administrator, did you not get my vote earlier?
Yeah, I didn't hear, you didn't come up on the screen. Representative Welander?
Representative Welander votes yes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. Next, we've proposed regulation 2025-032 from the Department of Energy and Environmental Protection, program update for radioactive material and sources of ionizing radiation. I'd entertain a motion to accept the LCO recommendation of approval in whole.
So moved.
Second,
Thank you, Senator Kissel and Representative Godfrey. With that, is there any discussion?
Madam Chair.
Oh, yes, Senator Kissel, please go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to clarify, I believe this is putting into place the temporary regulation permanently for the moment while we wait for the federal government to revise its regulations regarding radioactive waste, especially as it pertains to the healthcare industry.
Thank you, Senator Kissel. And is there someone here from Deep that can just
Yes.
confirm that?
Yep, this is Jeff Smith. I'm the director of the Radiation Division. It is correct. This proposal puts into place the permanent change for the emergency regulation that was implemented last September. It pertains primarily to machine-based radiation, but we are waiting for the federal regulatory changes, which we expect to be coming out shortly.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Senator Kissel. Any further comments? Okay, seeing none. Madam Administrator, will you please call the roll?
For proposed regulation 2025-032 from the Department of Energy and Environmental Protection regarding program update for radioactive material and sources of ionizing radiation, we're entertaining a motion to accept the LCO recommendation of approval in whole. Representative Carpino.
Yes.
Senator Gacker Wilcox.
Yes.
Senator Kissel.
Senator Kissel votes yes.
Representative Welander.
Representative Welander votes yes.
Representative Biggins.
Yes.
Senator Chicarella.
Senator Chicarella votes yes.
Representative Fishbein.
Yes.
Representative Godfrey.
Representative Godfrey votes yes.
Senator Hartley.
Senator Hartley, yes.
One more time to capture video.
Yes. Senator Hartley, yes.
Representative Claire DeStitria.
Yes.
Representative McGorty.
Yes.
Senator Austin.
Senator Austin votes in the affirmative.
Representative Rader.
Representative Rader votes yes.
Senator Summers. Thank you.
Thank you. And next we have proposed regulation 2025-033 from the Department of Public Health, dental sedation and general anesthesia. And entertain a motion to accept the LCO recommendation of approval in whole with technical corrections.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second,
Second, was that Representative Godfrey?
it was.
Thank you, Representative Godfrey. With that, is there any discussion? Okay, seeing none. Madam Administrator, will you call the roll?
For proposed regulation 2025-033 from the Department of Public Health regarding dental sedation and general anesthesia, we're entertaining a motion to accept the LCO recommendation of approval in whole with technical corrections. Representative Carpino.
Yes.
Senator Gacker Wilcox.
Yes.
Senator Kissel.
Senator Kissel votes yes.
Representative Welander.
Representative Welander votes yes.
Representative Biggins.
Yes.
Senator Chicarella.
Senator Chicarella votes yes.
Representative Fishbein.
Yes.
Representative Godfrey.
Representative Godfrey votes yes.
Senator Hartley.
Senator Hartley, yes.
One more time for video.
I'm batting zero here. Senator Hartley votes yes.
Never.
Representative Claire DeStitria.
Yes.
Representative McGorty.
Yes.
Senator Austin.
Senator Austin votes in the affirmative.
Representative Rader.
Representative Rader votes yes.
Senator Summers. Thank you.
Thank you. And then next we had proposed regulation 2025-034 from the State Elections Enforcement Commission, post-review of election procedures, but we'll not be discussing that proposal and the proposed regulation today because it was withdrawn by the SEC on January 22nd, 2026. So let me take this opportunity then just to go back to our initial regulation from the Department of Consumer Protection. Do we have somebody available to answer questions raised by Senator Austin?
Yes, Madam Chair, CJ Strand from the Department of Consumer Protection.
Great, thank you, CJ. So we'll come. Sorry, let me make the motion again on this regulation.
So moved.
Second,
Thank you. Don't read them. Let me to be safe. Let me read the motion again. So okay, for proposed regulation, we we have proposed regulation 2025-030 from the Department of Consumer Protection, moderate THC hemp vendors. I'd like to entertain a motion to accept the LCO recommendation of approval in whole with technical corrections.
So moved.
So second.
Thank you, Senator Kissel and Representative Godfrey. Wonderful. And now with that, are there any questions? Senator Austin.
Thank you. CJ, what are we trying to do here with these? Because according to the Hartford Business Journal, we have seen an 80% decline in hemp licenses. We were at 140 in 24. We were down to 60. We're less than 30 in 25. What are we doing here? Are we just, why did we bother to institute a new business if we were going to go after them on a regular basis to have stricter rules governing them and not trying to figure out what we were working with? Hemp, even federally, was moved from the Schedule A, I believe it was, so that we could start having an industry that dealt with hemp, which has less THC. What are we doing?
So, Public Act 24-76, it included provisions that it established this kind of moderate THC hemp product. And so the department created policies and procedures to, similar to the cannabis PMPs, to provide a way for these businesses to get licensed and to operate. And so this really is moving those PMPs into regulation. So same PMPs they've been operating under since last year. I believe it went into effect January 1, 2025.
So there's, my understanding is there's still a lawsuit that's filed in U.S. District Court in Connecticut. And is that still being fought based on these rules contradicting federal law?
I would have to check with our legal team on the particulars of that lawsuit and how it applies here.
Yeah, I just don't, I'm not certain what we're trying to do. We always say that we're interested in having new businesses in the state, and then we go and actually attack the underpinnings of a business that is not just about hemp products. It's also about using hemp in a variety of ways to include construction materials, motor vehicle materials, and a whole host of other things. And I'm not certain what we're doing here. I can't support a continued decline. I was one of the main people suggested by Congressman Courtney to bring hemp into the state of Connecticut, the hemp industry, not hemp products. Hemp products have been around for a very long time. Were used by indigenous people to support a variety of things going back hundreds and hundreds of years. And I'm really not certain what we're trying to do, and I can't get really a straight answer. I don't believe that I'm getting a straight answer on this. I will be a no today and a vehement no. I just think that as we continue to go down, according to the Hartford Business Journal, licensed operations plummeted from 119 to 25 in just 2 years, just based on these regulations that we are passing here today. I find that to be totally unacceptable, that we would go against a new industry that is less than a decade old. And essentially what we did was we promised farmers an industry, and we have taken it away. And so I just can't support it. And I would just say to the Department of Consumer Protection to not have people on the call that can answer questions on something that is there is really unacceptable. So I think that, I don't want to wait while we get somebody from the legal team on here to do this. These are serious issues that we handle in front of Regs Review. And I know I take them serious, and I know my colleagues take them serious, and we may not all agree on this particular. You may pass these regulations out today. I am not certain. I have not talked to anybody else about this, but I have been vehemently opposed to the continued targeting of this industry and have brought it up in front of General Law, the Committee of Cognizance on this issue over and over and over again. And the numbers themselves, the Hartford Business Journal, one of the premier editions on business in the state, shows that we have gone from 119 licensed to just over 25. I heard it was 27. I'm certain that we're going to lose more of the industry. So we're passing rules that make it impossible for a group to succeed. And I think there are other ways we could have handled this by directly working with the industry and saying, what can we do to support you and how can we do it that meets the needs of the state? So, Madam Chairwoman, I apologize for not letting you know ahead of time, but this is not something that it is good in my opinion. So, and I find that the department has not brought this issue, is not fairly represented here today for me to get the answers that I need, and I don't want to wait any longer. So, thank you.
Thank you, Senator Austin. And I do see there are 3 hands up on Zoom. I just wanted one quick follow-up based on Senator Austin's questions. Do these current regulations contradict what's already established in federal law? Is that what was just said? That's what the law, okay.
I don't think they contradict any federal rules. And there certainly is some change in terms of the federal end to the shutdown last November included changes to hemp. So we'll certainly see some changes coming in terms of the definition of hemp. But this does not contradict federal law. It is perhaps the state exercising trying to think of the term. No, it does not. I'm sorry. It does not contradict. It is the state's ability to regulate it within the state.
Thank you. And thank you for my good colleague in judiciary. I'd say we'd like to hear from the AG's office in terms of actual legal interpretation of the conflict. And so I don't think we have anybody here that can answer that question for us. But thank you, CJ. Let me, I see 3 hands up. So Representative Wiellander, then Senator Kissel, and then Representative Godfrey. So Representative Wiellander.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm not sure if this is going to be a question that can be answered by DCP or from someone else in attendance. I was just looking at the OFA report and reminding myself of the information, and there was no public comment made, to my understanding. Can that be confirmed?
Yeah, I don't believe so. We'll double check.
And
right
there
now.
was, in addition, a small business report, and I'm wondering, was that resulting in any information that would help us understand what kind of impact these regulations might have on the small business industry?
They really shouldn't have much of an impact because these have been operated as policies and procedures to this point.
Okay. I have to say I'm a little concerned just after hearing what Senator Austin has brought to us. We have, from my understanding, these regulations were mostly considering licensing in terms of the labeling and safety precautions for minors and testing processes. But is this something that is having an overarching impact that we were not aware of? And if the fact that we haven't been able to get anyone to answer these questions completely, it is concerning. So I will continue to listen to the conversation. But if there's any other information that can be provided that regards the actual specifics of both these regulations and what the impact of reconciling what has already been happening with these and the future of this industry, I would greatly appreciate it.
Thank you, Representative Wiellander. Senator Kissel.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. I don't have a question for anybody, but I wanted to put on the record at this point that I distinctly remember the day in our Senate chamber when we passed the hemp bill that Senator Austin so kindly articulated regarding her support of hemp farmers in her district and throughout the state of Connecticut. I remember it because I believe shortly after she spoke on the floor of the Senate, I also spoken in favor of that legislation. Up in my neck of the woods, we have a lot of tobacco farms that are still going, and many that their owners have now sold their property to various folks. There's a gigantic Amazon fulfillment center on the Bradley connector between Interstate 91 north of Hartford and Bradley International Airport. I remember back in the day that used to be all tobacco barns. We have other areas of land that, unfortunately for my townspeople, have turned into solar arrays. And no matter how you feel about solar arrays, I still have the firm belief that when a community has two or three, they've done their fair share, and it's time to spread the wealth. And I keep trying to push that legislation along with my colleagues, both Democrat and Republican, here in North Central Connecticut. And we're having a hard time in energy and technology. So the land that I have, a lot of agricultural land in transition, could benefit from a robust hemp policy. As Senator Austin articulated, from my position for several years on general law, it's not coincidental in my view. And again, I don't want to cast aspersions, but not only about 5 or 6 years ago when we passed the hemp legislation, trying to really give it a kickstart, which it went in the exact wrong direction. But that was when the legalization of recreational marijuana took place in Connecticut as well. They were highly supported by lobbyists. They were highly organized, the marijuana people. The hemp people were not. I think the hemp people did not have the wherewithal to hire high-powered lobbyists. They didn't have the presence in the General Law Committee. And unfortunately, some of the hemp products found their way into, gas stations and convenience stores where minors were found to be getting these products. And so a real effort was made to regulate what heretofore had been an unregulated area. And I get it, and I supported those efforts. Consumer Protection came and testified and said they didn't have the mechanisms to measure quantities that were in the hemp products, and decisions were made along the way. And this was not a partisan issue, but clearly there were vast numbers in the majority in favor of this, both Republican and Democrat, to really clamp down on hemp sales, while at the same time doing everything, almost tripping over ourselves, to help the recreational marijuana folks get up and running, in part because of understandable societal goals and trying to bring some social justice to neighborhoods that had been disproportionately impacted by the quote unquote war on drugs. No matter how you feel about that policy, there were policy decisions made in favor of one burgeoning industry and against another at the same time. They both were supposed to be moving forward. So while I move this bill forward, I want it known that that's for discussion purposes. I'm going to vote no in alignment with Senator Austin. I don't think I'm guessing it's probably still going to go. And maybe I'm picking on the wrong regulation at the wrong time. But I would love to see the General Law Committee, even in a short session, revisit this issue so that we don't continue to hurt this industry that actually could provide a very valuable function and service to our agricultural lands that are turning hands. I'd much rather see hemp farms up in my neck of the woods than solar arrays or fulfillment centers or other major huge warehouses that seem to be popping up and really burdening my towns. So I think we missed an opportunity, but it's never too late. And so with that, I'll be voting no today as a protest vote. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Senator Kissel. We have a few people on deck to speak. So first will be Representative Godfrey, followed by Senator Hartley. Then we have Representative Fishbein, and then come back to Senator Ciccarella. So
Thank you.
Representative Godfrey.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I understand Senator Kissel's discussion of the merits of the entire operation dealing with hemp, dealing with medical marijuana, dealing with recreational marijuana. The problem today, however, I think, is not necessarily on the merits. I think Senator Austin raises some very, very valid questions. How will this regulation affect the industry? And we don't have an answer. DCP doesn't have the people here to be able to answer that question. They have suggested they can, quote, get back to us, unquote. Unfortunately, they're not going to be able to get back to us before the close of this meeting. I would put out there the kind of half-baked idea that we reject this without prejudice. Let Senator Austin and the DCP people have until our next meeting in February to be able to work out the answers to her very valid questions, and then that we move on. I'm just curious as to if my colleagues agree with this course of action or not. So let me just kind of throw that out there and see what happens.
Thank you, Representative Godfrey. We're intending to take a brief recess as soon as everyone who has their hand, who's already asked to speak, has the opportunity to speak. So we'll certainly consider that. So we'll take a brief recess after we just hear from legislators that would like to speak. So thank you for that. And Senator Hartley.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I'm very appreciative of the conversation today. I must confess that I am not fully versed on the hemp industry. I have seen the reporting by the Hartford Business Journal about that, and it is very concerning to watch the steady erosion of the industry in this state. We talk about agriculture, and we just had a lot of focus on revaluations of in that sector. And I will say that I also do not feel like I understand clearly whether or not the policy before the Regulations Review Committee today is one that would further be a diminution of this industry. And so short of that information and within this particular meeting, if in fact we do not find ourselves taking the position of a rejection without prejudice so that we can re-up this within, I think it's what would be the next regs meeting, then I will be abstaining, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Hartley. Representative Fishbein.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to align myself with the remarks of my colleagues here this morning, especially Senator Austin with regard to the timeline. When we approved hemp in this state, it was heralded as a great day. I was one of those people heralding that day. And for about a year or so, we lived in the glow of that heralding. But it was about 2 years later that we saw the gradual decrease to where we are today. So I do join my colleagues with the concern, procedurally, I just play lawyer outside of these walls. I think that if we voted this down, that it would become law anyway. So that I think procedurally that the motion that's before us would need to be withdrawn and replaced with a motion to the effect of a rejection without prejudice. But I'll leave that to greater minds than I. So thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Representative Fishbein. And thank you again. Yes, something we'll discuss in that recess. And Senator Ciccarello.
Thank you. And as I'm listening, I understand the concerns and some of the questions coming from my colleagues. But my understanding of this is it's already law, and this is focused on three things. It's one, on the auditing and keeping records. Second, safeguarding for minors and using a label of 21 plus on the packaging. And then lastly, the testing. So I do understand in general law in the past years, some bills came out that definitely did negatively affect the industry. And I think that's something that we're still working on. But this in front of us, I think, is specific to those three issues. So I don't know if it's going to negatively affect the industry any more or less than the concerns that were spoken about prior in other legislation. So I just wanted to make sure I was correct. And if I can, just ask, I think someone from DCP is on, if that's a fair assessment of the regs before us today.
Yeah, that I think that is a fair assessment. Licensing, labeling, testing for a product that contains upwards of 5 milligrams of THC is what these regs are doing, and they are currently enforced as policies and procedures. So these regulations I don't view as having a negative impact on the industry. Yeah, but that is a fair assessment. Thank you.
That does answer my questions. Thank you for that. And I believe I will be supporting if we do move forward.
Thank you, Senator Ciccarella. With that, I don't see any other. Oh, sorry, Representative Wiellander.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I apologize for the second time asking, but I just wanted to follow up on what Senator Ciccarella was just mentioning. And if someone could confirm, if these regs are not passed, does that change the safety mechanisms that are currently in place? Just so we can have an understanding of the true consequences, whether or not this is something that can be addressed in an administrative way to get more information, or if this is going to have a potential change on what people can, especially young people, can have access to. Thank you, Madam Chair.
I'm sorry, can you ask that question one more time? I apologize, Representative.
Nope, sorry, I was long-winded. If we do not pass these regulations today, if we put a pause on them, will that change the current safety and labeling standards that are in practice and potentially make it easier for young people to have access to a product that does contain THC without any safety warnings or labeling?
I think if I can, I would like to defer to either my colleagues, Lila or Caitlin. Lila, would you be able to speak to this, or Caitlin?
Yeah, my understanding is that these regulations are essentially just to put in place kind of those three areas that we already talked about. And what's in the statutory provisions in terms of safeguards are already in effect. So it's about the record keeping and the packaging labeling is also, I believe, statutory for hemp products as well. And so therefore, those are current statutory provisions that are in place. This is really more about record keeping and giving, what they're supposed to be keeping in terms of the records, and then what we would look at if we had to go through and examine the record. So I think that the thing to bear in mind is that, without that specificity, well, they're still required to adhere to the statutory rubric. We would lack some specificity when it came to kind of the enforcement of those provisions. So we would just we'd have some discretion there. So it is helpful for direction in terms of those particular requirements. But if the concern is about package labeling and the like, then the answer to that question would be those are statutory provisions already in existence.
And as a follow-up to that, would that mean that if the statute doesn't pass, if this regulation doesn't pass, would those change instantly? I'm not instantly, we know nothing happens instantly, but is that something that would change directly from this in terms of keeping those records? Would they immediately not have to keep as tight of a record on safety testing and labeling and what their products are?
I believe the record keeping is statutory, so they would still have to keep records. This sort of just provides additional clarity and additional nuance to those provisions, but generally speaking, the general requirements that are statutory would need to be adhered to statutorily.
Okay, great. Thank you for that clarification. I appreciate it. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Representative Wiellander. And we have a question from my good Co-Chair, Representative Carpino.
Thank you, ma'am. I admit to being confused by the last set of answers. Are there policies and procedures already in place that are covering what's before us today? I think we've heard a lot of information and I'm just looking for really a yes or a no.
Yes.
Okay, so if there are policies and procedures in place that cover the reg that is before us, what changes would result if this reg did not pass with an affirmative vote today?
We would still be operating under the PMPs.
I'm sorry, CJ, we just didn't hear you.
We would still be operating under the PMPs, which are essentially these regulations.
What's a PMP?
And can we just confirm for those who don't have a secret decoder ring for our lingo, those are policies and procedures, sir?
I apologize. Certainly, yes, PMPs are policies and procedures.
Thank you for that clarification. Thank you, ma'am.
Senator Austin.
Thank you. So I'm going to go back again. This is something that I have been fighting against for a number of years now. The decimation of a business, a brand new business, which all of us talked a lot about. The policies and procedures that are in these regulations confirm those policies and procedures, is my understanding. Again, I say the Department of Consumer Protection is saying that statutorily we put in policies and procedures. That's not true. We put an overarching bill in, or a statute that passed, from which policies and procedures were developed, from which regulations were then developed. But we did not write in the statute how record keeping would be done. We just didn't do that. That's not what we do. That's why we do these regulations and why we do policies and procedures, to provide a mechanism for enforcing a statute. So again, I just think that when we say that we are protecting children from bad actors, that's not what this did either, in my opinion. I think what we're doing is we are essentially, I would predict by the end of 26 that we will be down to less than single digit hemp providers. So I just want to say that for the record, that we are knowingly getting rid of an industry in the state. That's what we are doing here. That's what I've said at general law. By us refusing to get changes in, we are knowingly getting rid of an industry, which has nothing to do with THC levels. Thank you, Madam Chairs.
Thank you, Senator Austin. And with that, let me just ask that we take a brief recess so that we can decide what's the best way to proceed here.
Madam Chair, I think we have an FOI problem going into an executive session to make a decision.
We're not going to make a decision. I think they're going to clarify for us some certain things, but I think we have to give you another link for the online legislators to get on.
We're going to meet in individual caucuses.
Just to be clear,
Caucus is okay, but not as a committee.
The Republicans will be caucusing when we take a brief recess. As much as like our Democratic colleagues, we will not be caucusing with them.
And that's
we'll have
okay.
A Democratic caucus as well.
Thank you.
So we'll have a brief recess and come back after we caucus.
Did all the legislators receive a breakout room invite? I'm waiting for Representative Godfrey and Senator Hartley.
point of your earlier comment about us messing something up,
Yay.
Just so everybody knows, we will be returning from recess very shortly. We're just waiting for the rest of our members to return.
All right, everyone, we're going to get started again because we have a couple of other items on the agenda. Okay, and let me start by calling on Senator Kissel.
Hi. Would you like me to withdraw my motion?
Yeah, Senator Kissel, yes, if you're so inclined, please go ahead. Please proceed.
May I ask prior thereto if said Representative Godfrey is inclined to withdraw his second?
Yes, I believe so.
Representative Godfrey would be very inclined to withdraw his second, and we can move on. Thank you.
Then I feel very comfortable withdrawing my motion.
Thank you,
And I
Senator.
will,
Representative Godfrey?
and I will formally withdraw my second.
Thank you very much. Okay, then at this time, let me propose or ask for a motion. Oh, let me go. Okay, let me go all the way back to, we are discussing right now proposed regulation 2025-030 from the Department of Consumer Protection. I'd like to entertain a motion of rejection without prejudice.
So moved.
I would second.
There you go.
Second by Senator Austin, and then, or moved by Senator,
Moved by Representative Fishbein.
moved by Representative Fishbein, second by Senator Austin. Is that? And thank you on deck, Representative Godfrey. Okay, any discussion on this motion? This is now a motion for rejection without prejudice. Oh, I'm sorry, Senator Kissel. Thank you.
Yes, Madam Chair, I know that some folks have a tight schedule this morning, but I just wanted to say that I think that this is a brilliant accommodation of people's concerns. I want to commend Representative Godfrey for bringing this possibility before us. And I don't think there's any risk to minors or the industry while this is in abeyance for about a month. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you,
And
Senator Kissel.
if I may, Madam Chair, thank you, Senator Kissel. I concur.
Thank you, Representative Godfrey. This is another avenue forward. I just want to say to the members, because a number of questions were asked that weren't answered, and we just don't have a lot of the detail that we would need, I think, to also make an informed vote. So I think this is the best way forward for the committee at this time. Were there any other comments? Okay, if not, Madam Administrator, will you call the roll?
For proposed regulation 2025-030 from the Department of Consumer Protection regarding moderate THC hemp vendors, we're entertaining a motion to reject without prejudice. Representative Carpino. Yes. Senator Gecker Wilcox.
Yes.
Senator Kissel.
Senator Kissel votes yes.
Representative Wieland.
Representative Wieland votes yes.
Representative Biggins.
Yes.
Senator Chicarella.
Senator Chicarella votes yes.
Representative Fishbein.
Yes.
Representative Godfrey.
Representative Godfrey votes yes.
Senator Hartley. Representative Claire DeStitria.
Yes.
Representative McGordy.
Yes.
Senator Austin.
Senator Austin votes in the affirmative.
Representative Rader.
Representative Rader votes yes.
Senator Summers.
Senator Summers votes yes.
One more time to grab video.
Senator Summers votes yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. And next on I'm just going to jump to the last agenda item and come back to the penultimate agenda item, because I know there are some questions on that. So we're going to go turn to now proposed regulation 2025-028A from the Freedom of Information Commission, FOIC regulations. I'd entertain a motion to accept the LCO recommendation of approval in whole with technical corrections.
So moved. Second, whatever.
An approval in whole with technical corrections and substitute pages.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, Senator Kissel. And the second was Representative Godfrey. Thank
Yep.
you very much. With that, is there any discussion?
The dream team.
The dream team, definitely a dream team. My students think so too, by the way. So thank you for informing them of our constitutional structure and our legislative structure. Senator Austin.
Thank you. A question for the FOIC Commission is, does this in any way impede their ability to operate under the Freedom of Information?
I see someone coming. Great.
Hi, Colleen Murphy, the Executive Director and General Counsel of the FOI Commission. With me is Molly Steffs from our commission, a paralegal who helped work on these regulations. And the answer is no, Senator. This is a comprehensive review of our regulations that we put together. Our regulations have not been revised since 1999, so we wanted to make sure that they conform to current practice.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Any further questions? If not, Madam Administrator, will you call the roll?
For proposed regulation 2025-028A from the Freedom of Information Commission regarding FOIC regulations, we're entertaining a motion to accept the LCO recommendation of approval in whole with technical corrections and substitute pages. Representative Carpino.
Yes.
Senator Gagher-Wilcox.
Yes.
Senator Kissel.
Senator Kissel votes yes.
Representative Welander.
Representative Welander votes yes.
Representative Biggins.
Yes.
Senator Ciccarella.
Senator Ciccarella votes yes.
Representative Fishbein.
Yes.
Representative Godfrey.
Representative Godfrey votes yes.
Senator Hartley. Representative Claire DeStitria.
Yes.
Representative McGordy.
Yes.
Senator Austin.
Senator Austin votes in the affirmative.
Representative Rader.
Representative Rader votes yes.
Senator Summers.
Yes.
One more time for video.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Okay, and now we have our final regulation. Proposed regulation 2024-026A from the Department of Public Health, nursing home staffing ratios. I'd entertain a motion to accept the LCO recommendation of approval in whole with technical corrections.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, Senator Kissel, and second by Representative Godfrey. With that, is there any discussion?
Madam Chair.
Yes, I'm sorry, Senator Kissel, you have the first question.
Thank you so much. Do we have any representatives that can answer a question from DSS?
They're coming to the mic.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Nicole Godwin. I am the Fiscal Manager of Reimbursement and Certificate of Need with DSS. My unit, our office, is the office that structures nursing home reimbursement under the Medicaid program. So happy to answer any questions today.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Thank you, Ms. Godwin. You seem like the perfect, by your title, perfect person to answer this question. I had extensive discussions with folks representing the nursing home industry. They have represented to me that they're not opposed to this regulation per se. They're not trying to undermine it, but they are very much concerned with their economic viability when they take on the new personnel time requirements for their patient needs. And so my specific question is, can you clarify that the Department of Social Services will reimburse nursing homes under Connecticut General Statute, Section 17b-340, that says, quote, within a reasonable period of time, retroactive to the date of enforcement, and nursing homes do not have to wait for a rebasing to be reimbursed. So that's the main concern, is getting reimbursed financially, A, without having to wait for rebasing, and B, within a reasonable time. And I have an idea of what reasonable is. And if that could be clarified as much as possible, that would be great. Through you, Madam Chair.
Sure, absolutely happy to answer that question. So yes, the short answer is yes, and I can respond this way. Medicaid reimbursement for nursing homes, we are an acuity-based system. So that means every single quarter, we adjust the nursing home rate based off the acuity index of the folks who are living within the building. And this is purposely designed so that as nursing homes staff up their direct care, their nurses, their CNAs, so as they staffed up to meet the acuity level of the residents living there, we adjust the rate quarterly to account for those staffing ratios. So when the Department of Public Health put in place their policies and procedures around those staffing ratios 2 years ago, we immediately started reflecting that in the quarterly adjustments to the nursing homes in their Medicaid rate. So as they were staffing up to meet those nursing home ratios for their direct care staff, we were reimbursing and paying for those costs. Now, if there is a nursing home out there that is not feeling those costs are reflected in their rate, in accordance with 17B340, yes, those nursing homes can come forward to us, submit to us what those cost reports, what those costs may be, and then we will take all their documentation and reflect the rate accordingly. So they don't need to wait for rebasing. If they feel the costs are not reflective, they can come to us under the statute, and we will take that information and adjust the rate.
So if somehow, through you, Madam Chair, so if somehow they missed the cycle, they can make their case to you folks, and they would, if assuming they can make their case, they would be appropriately reimbursed back to the date of enforcement. It would be retroactive. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
And so under your statement, my understanding from that is that a reasonable rate of time would be quarterly or 3 months approximately, through you, Madam Chair.
So we automatically adjust the nursing home rates every quarter. That has been in place since we had the acuity-based system put in place. We did that back in 2020. So the rates today have been for several years adjusted quarterly. But again, if a nursing home feels that those quarterly adjustments are not reflective of the cost related to the Department of Public Health policies and procedures, they can submit that documentation to us. We will take that review and yes, make those adjustments back to the effective date of the policy and procedure.
And just for my edification, one last question through you, Madam Chair. If a nursing home feels that your determination is incorrect for whatever reason, is there an appeals process that they can take?
Yes, we do have, within our rate structure, nursing homes do get appeal rights. So when we do make those quarterly adjustments, every single nursing home receives a letter of what that adjustment looks like. And then they do have appeal rights where they can come forward and make that case. And if they don't, under the 17B340, our statute feel that that rate adjustment or our decision, they can appeal it as well.
And whom do they appeal it to, through you, Madam Chair?
Into that gets appealed to my office, and then we will package it up, ship that to our legal department, and then our legal department takes the appeal from there.
So it probably will end up in court through the appeals process.
It can if it goes that far.
Have you had any recently that have?
No.
That's good news. All right. Thank you, Ms. Godwin. Your answers were really good. They answered my question, and I'm happy to listen to the further discussion from my colleagues on the committee. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Senator Kissel. Just to follow up on one thing Senator Kissel asked. So you said the rate adjustment happens every 3 months. What about the actual reimbursement? How often are the nursing homes getting the reimbursement itself?
So nursing homes get paid twice a month from the department. The Medicaid program is structured that we pay any of our medical providers. It's usually the cadence is about twice a month. Nursing homes, when they submit billing to us, most times they submit it to us twice a month. Some nursing homes do once a month. But whenever they submit the billing to us, it immediately gets put into our system, and then the reimbursement happens to our Medicaid providers at twice a month. So they are immediately reimbursed for those costs. But again, we adjust the rate every quarter to reflect the direct care component.
And once that rate is adjusted, it's in the next reimbursement that the immediate following reimbursement, that'll be reflected, correct? Thank you. Senator Austin?
Thank you. Does this include all job classes? Are all job classes already included in the reimbursement? Social workers, CNAs, RNs, et cetera, et cetera?
Yes, so the nursing home rate is structured under 5 cost components. So we have the direct care, which is the nurses, the registered nurses, the CNAs. Then we have the indirect component, which is the social workers, which is your maintenance, your housekeeping. We have capital, so which covers when they do repairs to buildings. There's fair rent, which helps to support property costs. And then we have administrative in general is the last component, which helps to support your payroll, kind of your admin functions for your company. So the direct care component is what gets adjusted every quarter. So your nurses, your CNAs, that's immediately reflected. Social workers, and I believe we submitted this with today's regulation package. The social worker, because that is in the indirect care component, we have a fiscal estimate that there's about 25 nursing homes that today are just right under that requirement of the Department of Public Health Policy and Procedure. And that has a fiscal impact of about $277,000, which is already contemplated in our budget. So really there would be no impact to DSS, but that will get captured either through a nursing home coming forward under 17B 340 saying that they would like those costs recognized, or when the next rebracing happens.
And the rates would happen in 27?
If we get the legislative appropriation for rebasing.
So that is the one thing that we would have to make sure is included in the changes to the budget under our current starting next week.
Well, for social worker, you've already given us those appropriations. So the social worker appropriation, if you recall, that was the $500,000 that was given to us, I believe, 2 years ago.
Yep.
So that's already been contemplated in our budget. So that will automatically get captured when we do the next. So the majority of homes, I believe, have already come forward to submit. So there's about 25 homes that remain out there that need to be captured. So that will happen in the next rebasing, but you've already appropriated those funds to us. So we have the money to do that.
So we don't have to worry about it. That will
Correct.
happen.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Representative Clarice Dietrich?
Thank you. And as a follow-up, you had stated that reimbursement happens twice a month, that it can reimburse twice a month. Are there any issues with these nursing homes not getting their reimbursements within a timely manner? Because we've heard that sometimes it could take up to a year plus for reimbursement. I don't know if there's a reason why that would happen.
That would be surprising to me, that a nursing home would not be paid immediately. When they submit billing to us, it gets processed right away, and within that reasonable time frame, they are paid right away. The question might be back to the original question around the costs not being captured. So again, if a nursing home feels that those costs are not being captured in the quarterly adjustments under 17B 340, they can come forward to us and submit a request, and we'll do that review. So that would be the only thing that I would think that you might be hearing, but otherwise once they submit billing to us through the MMIS system, it gets captured and paid right away.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other questions or comments on this? Okay, if not, seeing none, Madam Administrator, will you call the roll?
For proposed regulation 2024-026A from the Department of Public Health regarding nursing home staffing ratios, we're entertaining a motion to accept the LCO recommendation of approval and hold with technical corrections. Representative Carpino.
Yes.
Senator Gagor-Wilcox.
Yes.
Senator Kissel.
Senator Kissel votes yes.
Representative Wieslander.
Representative Wieslander votes yes.
Representative Biggins.
Yes.
Senator Chicarella.
Senator Chicarella votes yes.
Representative Fishbein.
Yes.
Representative Godfrey.
Representative Godfrey votes yes.
Senator Hartley. Representative Clarice Dietrich.
Yes.
Representative McGorty.
Yes.
Senator Austin,
Senator Austin votes in the affirmative.
Representative Rader,
Representative Rader votes yes.
Senator Summers.
Senator Summers votes yes.
All right, thank you.
Hey, thank you, everyone. That concludes today's business on the agenda. Madam Administrator, can you please check in to make sure no one missed any votes?
And I would like to say that Senator Hartley was on for the first half of the meeting and had other legislative business to attend to and had to leave.
Thank you, Senator Austin.
Senator Summers is missing a few votes.
I can stay around.
Okay, perfect. I'll go through them fast for you.
Okay, great.
Proposed regulation 2025-031 from the Department of Consumer Protection regarding boiler licensure. The motion was approval in whole with technical corrections.
Summers votes yes.
Proposed regulation 2025-032 from Department of Energy and Environmental Protection regarding program update for radioactive material and sources of ionizing radiation. The motion was approval in whole.
Summers votes yes.
And 2025-033 from the Department of Public Health, Dental Sedation and General Anesthesia. The motion was approval in whole with technical corrections.
Summers votes yes.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yes, thank you for everyone for attending. I presume there's no closing remarks. I know we ran a little long today.
A little.
I'll entertain a motion. So moved by Representative Carpino.
Second.
Second by Representative Godfrey. Senator Kissel is on deck. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Stay warm.
Stay warm.